primal kind of awareness is to tune into your breath. Now, you have electromagnetic field around your aura. If you think about your breath, the aura expands. If you consciously breathe, the aura expands even more. So if you get in a problematic condition, if you think about your breath, that's going to expand your power to deal with your situation. And if you consciously breathe, that's going to expand it even more. And what's the third way you can magnify it? Mantra. Right? You inhale Sat, exhale Nam, some Bij mantra that has a seed frequency so that when you put the seed in there, something can grow from it. So that's the difference between ordinary mantra, Bij mantra. And then this is what we'll work on tonight. This is Yogi Bhajan. I'd like you to entertain the idea that you promise yourself that whatever you speak, doesn't matter what you want to speak. See, we're givers. But no matter what you want to speak, but when you speak, you shall listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Start falling in love with your own sound. How'd I sound? Fall in love with your own sound. The one who falls in love with one's own sound current. Let's say that together so you get it. The one who falls in love with one's own sound current can control all the currents, vibration, creative, non-creative, destructive, non-destructive, balance and imbalance and impolarity and all of neutralization of the planet, its space, and beyond space to the essence of infinity, of creativity, into the essence of oneself. And that is God. Now, if we were in a different congregation, say it, brother, say it, say it, say it. Talk about it, talk about it. Right? Amen to that, isn't it? Fall in love with your own sound. The one who falls in love with his own sound current can control all the currents. Huh? So all you have to do is create that experience. And that starts when you start to listen to what you say. And then you start to listen to that voice in your head. But what's going to give you control of all these things, by the way? That love frequency, that's the creative force. That's a force of creation. So if I fall in love with my sound, then I now have access to use that awareness in all the different energetic currents. So this is why we want you to get enough energy in your system so that you can entertain these thoughts and create the neuron pattern to hold the concept in your mind. And a lot of people on this planet have fear of certain words. The fuck. Right? I looked it up. I think it's supposedly it says enjoyable activity. Because they want to project fear, and certain things are just no good and this and that. But it's the sound current that the game is played with, and the love of the sound current. And turn on the radio and listen to some big famous radio broadcaster, because you can feel the love they have for their sound. That's why they got in that profession. That's why they were successful. And I listened to a radio person who was not that famous recently. Hi, everybody. It's Thursday afternoon. That's very different than the big famous people. welcome. It's Thursday. You know, they just want to see what happens at the end of the word Thursday. And that you can, everyone has their own particular style, but there's a commonality is you can feel the appreciation for the sound. And you can feel the appreciation for their sound. And therefore they can transfer that appreciation to your sound, so you feel good. Huh? Now, we'll give you a couple more things, and we have to do a little yoga. Simran means only repeatedly meditate. Jap, Simran, two different things. Jap is repeated for hypothalamus, the brain. Simran repeated for the frontal lobe, which controls the personality of the being. So Simran is a meditation, jap repeating. So I'm repeating the mantra to control the hypothalamus of the brain, and I'm meditating to control the frontal lobe. When I control the frontal lobe, the personality, then I can turn the personality, maneuver the personality however is most beneficial, appropriate. And if I have the jap and I have the hypothalamus crown chakra then under some kind of control and direction, then I can point this crown chakra satellite dish and download useful things from the universe. So I repeat the mantra so I gain control of my crown chakra satellite dish, which is scanning the infinite universe and downloading streams of thoughts. And then I go and meditate so I can control those stream of thoughts, how I project those out. And we mentioned last week a very simple concept, but very worth repeating. Yogi Bhajan, happiness is in action, not in reaction. So if I have my hypothalamus under my direction, I'm downloading thoughts that serve my direction, then I'm projecting out in an environment and I'm creating action. The energy hasn't inverted where I'm essentially reacting. Because something happens at work, it wasn't what you wanted. Did that ever happen to anybody? Okay. That is on a lesser energy being, you react to it. On a higher level being, all it is a signal to change lanes, to create a different action. I knocked on that door, no one answered. So what are you supposed to do after that happens? Well, that's depression, anxiety, fear. Just sit down and cry, right? Because that's the reaction. Action is, we'll go find another door to knock on. Simple enough? So it depends on the momentum of your psyche, whether you're going to basically be overwhelmed by what happened and you kind of react, or it's just another cause for action, another direction for action. But I have to have control of the thoughts that I'm taking down, because if this door doesn't open, that means I need to go try another door. So I have to be basically downloading a stream of thoughts that's action-oriented, and so the thoughts don't invert on me. Good? Okay, and what's going to give me that power to those two directions, where I have action, not reaction? The breath and my sound. And we always remember that famous Pink Panther movie with Peter Sellers, right? Inspector Clouseau, right? He interviews the suspect, and he doesn't get the answer he wants. He walks out. He opens the door. He walks in. He hits his head. It's a closet. He comes out of the closet, slams the door. He goes, "Stupid architect." That's control of the thoughts you're downloading, and you're acting, not reacting. Good?